something with interest and involvement, definitely success will be at your doorstep. So let's get started with the webinar today, guys. So the first segment, first you must all know who am I. Before what I'm gonna speak, you must know who am I, right? So I hail from Coimbatore, born and brought up in Coimbatore. So like both of my parents are professors, and I have a little sister. So my dad being at ECE department and my mom being at CSE. Right from the childhood, like instead of taking me to zoo, park, and all during the weekends, they take me to the college and make me listen to the lectures and all, which some resource person takes. So during my childhood, like I did not understand what was going on, etc. But when it was my 11th grade and all, I used to listen to virtual reality, augmented reality concepts. Like I wanted to explore that more, so I took this CSE course out of passion, I would say. So being said, I'm a Coimbatorian. I did my schooling in Dr. PGV Matriculation High Secondary School. So wait a minute, what is happening here? So rarely someone knows where this school is located, right? So it is in a rural area called Varapalayam, near my house. So while admitting me into the school, my parents did not see the brand name and all. They just thought of one thing: my safety. The school bus for this school alone comes to my doorstep to pick me up. So they were concerned about my safety, and they joined me in this school. So my point here is, the lesson which you could take here is, there is no brand name. The only reason my parents admitted me here is for safety concerns. So but still, I was like able to bag district third, state fourth rank in 10th, and a decent cutoff to get a CSE seat in PSG on merit basis. So the thing that matters here is your self interest. So wherever you are, just don't depend on the location, the staff, etc. You just believe in yourself. So that made it possible for me to come out with colorful grades out of my school. And next, coming to the college. So do you people know like what was my alarm during my school days? It was like literally PSG. So it will be like I've put description as PSG during my 11th, 12th grade and all. If you ask why, I know it is a silly reason, but the only reason is the bridge. I was like so impressed by the bridge, so that I wanted to join here and do my UG here. So similarly, like I had the determination, and I got a decent cutoff, and I got a CSE seat also there. And currently, I'm acting as the Cisco campus ambassador of our college since March 2021, and that was again through a set of selection rounds. Along with me, two or three other members are also from our college as Cisco campus ambassadors. And now, recently, I have completed my internship at Microsoft IGD Hyderabad. Like later, I'll be sharing the interview experience. But I'm expecting a full time offer over here. So this is a quick intro of me. Let's go to the next segment, which is my college life highlights. So the first thing which I would like to share here is about the orientation and the induction program, which started during our batch, like the 18th batch. So it was like from the AICTE to give some span of time for the students to bridge the gap between that school and college. So like that was a nice program, but I was very new. Some people had their own school friends again to the college also, but I was not having. So I felt a bit lonely, and I was afraid of whether I would get some friends and all, whether I would adapt. So initially, like I didn't come out of my comfort zone, and I hesitated to speak in front of a huge mass and all. But then I remember what my mom told, during my grade 1, when I tried to participate in an elocution competition, saying that I'm afraid I can't go and speak in front of these many people. She just said one thing: are you gonna be one among the crowd with thousands of people as spectators, or do you want to be one among the 10 people who step forward? So this enlightened me again. Like I remembered that quote, and I came up to the front, and I would like to share two incidents which, if my peers are there in this meet, then they might remember. So two incidents I would like to share, where I like stood up and spoke in front of a huge mass. The first thing is feedback. So definitely after that was the first time experience for the first years to have that induction program, orientation program. So they asked the feedback. So at that time, yeah, it was like definitely a very good program, because instead of pushing the school I mean, when we come out of school immediately into the college academics, they gave us some span of time arranged with PT hours, yoga hours, and some moral value sessions and all. So at that time, I shared the importance of engineers through a small story, so which you might have gone through in some social media, I guess. So well, someone asked an engineer, "Why are you feeling so proud of being an engineer? What is in that?" So at that time, he smiled and said, "A lawyer's income increases with increase in crimes. A doctor's income increases with increase in diseases. But an engineer's income increases with increase in prosperity of people and the nation, and that's why we feel proud." So, like, pat on your back, guys, and like feel proud to be engineers first of all. And this was one incident. And the next incident where I spoke, I mean, in front of huge people, was like I was telling of the difference between learning and reading. So, do you people like recognize the difference between learning and reading? How many of you remember the Sandmeyer chemical reaction, which you would have like studied in 12th grade or so? Uh, I guess no one, probably, like including me. But how many of you remember how to ride a bicycle, which you would have learned like during a kindergarten also? Still we remember how to ride a bicycle, right? So the case one is just reading, but the case two is learning. So try to learn your subjects and not just read it. So yeah, this was one of my highlights. And the second thing, the representative selection for the first semester. So during the first semester, like, I was a day scholar. I didn't even know who were my classmates at that time. So like it was very new for me. But still, when my tutor like asked who wants to be the female representative, without any hesitation, I like stood up and I got the opportunity to be the representative for the first semester. At first, like, imagine, during the first semester we have a variety of subjects like English, chemistry, physics, and all. So you don't have staff in the same department. You have to like go to the various departments for even like informing the class committee meeting information and all. So at that time I struggled a lot, in order to find where are these departments located and where are these staff. So that was like yeah, a challenge for me, but it made me to interact with the staff and get to know more about my classmates. So if I hadn't taken that opportunity despite the threats that I had, then definitely I would have missed some wonderful experiences, I would say. Yeah, coming to the third thing, like, I was the second class topper in first semester with CGPA of 9.63. So guys, like, I'm not boasting myself here. The thing I would like to highlight here is, like, initially I was very worried. Like, my school, it is not a like branded school and all, and I was like doubtful of my own talent, whether like I am able to compete with all the creamy layer students of PSG Tech. So I was so worried. But this achievement of mine, coming up as the second class topper, yeah, like, like, I lost the first rank with a difference of 0.04. Yeah, it's a little heartbreaking, but still, this was a kind of encouragement for me. Like, I was able to compete with the creamy layer students of PSG Tech. So, yeah, that was a positive side of that incident. Uh, Next, moving to the Smart India Hackathon. This happened during my second semester, during my first year. So, myself and like a team of six, we participated from PSG Tech, and we qualified as the grand finalists of SIH 2019. We went to Udaipur, and during that, we were in first year, and it was very new for us. Like, we struggled a lot to cope up, but still, like, we participated in that, and we solved a problem which was hosted by Bridgestone. And though it was like really challenging, a new learning experience. And like immediately followed by that, in SIH 2020, the procedure was not the same. They will not like directly send you to the grand final situation. the thing what they'll do is, in the college itself, internally they'll conduct some hackathon, and only those who qualify here will be like sent to the central thing. So at that time, our team was capable of like coming first in the internal hackathon, in which like we worked on the problem by Amazon Web Services, which is called as the last mile delivery problem. Yeah, so next segment, the man of the match. So I am neither a cricketer nor footballer. So what is here is, during our first year, we had an engineering practice session, and it was one good initiative taken by that staff. So what he does is like, during the assignments given during weekends, he would like assign a man of the match according to like how they have done. So during all the weeks of that particular course, I got this man of the match. So how did I do this? It's like people would say it's just for 10 marks. Why are you putting in more efforts? But irrespective of the credits, I would put my efforts, and that paid off. And this was a great sort of encouragement. And finally, this happened during this pandemic time only, like during May to October 2020. I was involved in the remote internship by IIT Madras, in which Professor Rupesh Nasre was guiding us, and we were working for the national supercomputing mission. And our work is like, we have to create content and create videos and give voiceover for high performance computing based videos. So like myself and two other members from our college also were there, and we have created so many videos and like operating systems. At the end of the session, I'll share those links too, so people who are preparing for placements, it might help greatly. uh, so yeah, that was one another interesting experience, because like we came into contact with people even from like Mumbai and various other places, and we learned many things in a short span of time during that virtual internship. Yeah, we'll move to the next segment. Only studies never. Yeah, till then I was like just talking about the academic stuff. Now as yeah, someone like correctly they gave an introduction. I was an RJ in Radio Hub right from my first year, and I was the part of Guinness World Records and Asia Book of Records too. And I have done many tea time live shows. And I've been a part of an English show called Everyday Science as well. Moving to Tamil Mandram, like during the Tamil Tiruvila, which was like held on March 2019, I took part in a skit, dressed up and acted as Kannagi, a mythological character you might know, like who burned Madurai against injustice. So that was one another challenge for me to memorize a lengthy dialogue in like a pure Tamil and orate it in a flow. Yeah, it was great. And I'm being an executive member of Computer Science and Engineering Association and a treasurer for the past 2 years. And I have like conducted many intra and inter-college events like Kriya, where like if I would say one event that would highlight, then it would be Kaun Banega Khodpati, which had like huge responses after the conduction of the event. And during intrams, it was during my second year, I guess. So at that time, like I was part of the dance team which represented our CSE department, and I took part in the event of Footloose. And finally, I mean during my internship at Microsoft also, yeah, it was like it was a short span, just 2 months, but still they didn't pressurize us with only work stuffs. They gave us some like refreshing activities. So one among the activities I would say is the Microsoft Global Intern Day, where the interns all over the globe would like showcasing their talents, special talents which they have. So again, like my dance was featured for a glimpse in that. I mean, in that big video. It was a great experience, but I'm not at all a good dancer. I'll just do some casual dancing at times when I need to relax. So I hesitated at first to send my contribution, but then when they like featured me, I realized when you do something wholeheartedly with interest, that automatically makes your outcome great. So that was the learning experience here. So fine, guys. Let's stop with my own introduction here and move to the interesting part. So how I got into Microsoft. So for this, I think I have to go back to my flashback. So starting from October 2020, during our fifth semester itself, many reputed companies started coming for internships. But at that time, like we were not yet prepared, and I was not able to clear the first prelim rounds for many companies. But then, like during October, Fidelity Investments came, and I was able to clear the online test and the round two, which is the technical round, but I got rejected in the HR round. And again, during the end of October, starting of November, Morgan Stanley came for internship, so I was able to clear the online test, clear the technical round. Again, during the final round, which is technical plus HR, I got rejected. So this was going on for one side, and the other side, like during January 27, like my mom was admitted for a major surgery at KMCH Coimbatore. So at that time, like I was not yet prepared to face the placements which would be coming soon, and I was like mentally distracted, and I was lacking concentration. I was not in a stable state. But like we were not at our home itself, first of all. But during February 5th, I guess, the information about the Microsoft internship came, and we people registered for that. And by March 4th, 50 members were selected after that registration process, based on like CGPA, I guess, 9 and above. So was looking into the resumes also, they filtered some 50 members. And the immediately the next day, so look into the span, I just had some 2 months gap. January, I was not in a stable state, and March I had to go through this online test. So the next day we had the online test, which was like basically again a combination of aptitude questions, coding question, and we had a essay writing question along with the subject MCQs. So again, we got the shortlisted people of that first prelims round, and we had a round two technical round on March 8, I guess. So during that, yeah, though it was a technical round, my interviewer was so curious to know about the projects which I did. So I would like recommend you all to go into, I mean, deeper into the technology trends and do projects in new trends. Like the domain in which I did was like machine learning. So he was like nearly 1 hour. He was like asking only about my project. So how did I do that? And we went deep into like CNN model and what that neuron does in the model. But I was able to answer. I like say the reason later, but I was able to answer those questions which were related to my project. And the immediately the next day, the shortlisted people for the round three. Again in that, I was again asked questions about my project along with some technical questions. So in that, what they like mainly concentrated was how would I suit in a team, how do I do teamwork. So they inquired more on how I worked with a team in my college projects. So fine, I was shortlisted for the final round too, which was supposed to be a HR round, but again they were interested in my projects. They asked about that and what were the challenges that I faced during the project time. So all these questions were asked during my interview rounds. And nearly by 24th March, we got the result, and 5 members from our college were selected for the Microsoft summer internship, and I was one among them. So, as a climax of this thrilling interview experience, to touch upon the point which I said earlier, do you people know what was my alarm during my college? So, I said like during my school, my alarm was PSG. So, during my college, fine. It was like Microsoft. My alarm description said Microsoft each day, right from like the starting of my first semester. So like with determination, I was like able to come into Microsoft also. So talking about my internship there, it started at by 7th of June 21, and it ended by July 30th. It was like for 2 months. It was completely virtual, and we came to know about the corporate culture there. And we had some orientation session there also, like instead of pushing us into the work stuff right from the first day, we had some interaction with the leaders and all. And I worked in the ACA, Azure Cloud and Artificial Intelligence domain. So my role is like associate consultant. So what is the difference between this associate consultant and SD? I mean the software development engineer is like I'll not be working on like the creation code for Microsoft Word or technologies like that. So what I'll be doing is I'll be taking the already created products from Microsoft and I'll be delivering solutions to customers, those who need that. So it was like an interesting role, but I came to know this only after the completion of internship. So yeah, I wanted to share this with you all. And our work during the internship was to create a learning website. It is mainly for the employees of Microsoft. So if we go as beginners into Microsoft, they had some ramp up course and all. So for that we are about to get a website done, like you have Geeks for Geeks, Hacker Rank and all. So it is meant for only the Microsoft employees, so we were involved in that. And we also had some weekend party like stuff. So every Thursday we'll have sundown activities to like get some refreshment out of our work steps. And also like during my internship they surprised us with goodies, including some branded headphones and books during the this tenure of my internship. So next we'll go into the tips to crack your interviews. Talking about this, it's definitely going to be general because the first thing which you need to do is coding practice. And I would say like lead code, algo expert, GFG, because you don't have a definite website and all. If you go and practice in this, you will get, I mean, your dream company. It's just that wherever you go, you will learn some new concepts, and that in some way could help you during your prelims round of that coding test. So you have to be in a constant touch with coding and practice every day. And the second thing is subject knowledge. So I request you all to listen to the lecture of our staff properly. So that will reduce half of your burden. Like you will get to know more about the subjects. Or else like you can also go to YouTube lectures and you can explore more about them. So subject knowledge is also important. And next, the aptitude practice thing, right? So for that, like you have plenty of resources in the internet and you can like maintain a note for each topic. And just learning is not enough here. I would say in aptitude, I mean in the segment of aptitude, if you do 30 percentage of learning, 70 percentage of practice is needed here. So how much ever you practice, that much I mean the effects you will be getting. So you could like follow some websites like India Bix also for your practice tests. Just you need to keep in mind that time and accuracy matters in aptitude. And the next thing, area of interest. So coming to the area of interest, each one of you might have one specific area of interest, though you know about like many domains. So I would like to introduce the T-shaped learning here. So in the T shape, you remember, right? Like in T, you have the top horizontal line. So what that depicts is the horizontal line is the breadth of the cross discipline competence you have. That is like, you know, what is cloud computing, what is virtualization. So what is enough? Like when you go to cross competence. But when you come to your own expertise, your own domain, you remember the vertical line in T. So in-depth knowledge in your own area of expertise is required. So follow this T-shaped learning in your further learning process. For me, like it was machine learning. And what I did was like for the assignment presentations which we do during our like project sessions, I would I it was new for me. Of course, it was new for me, machine learning domain. But I read what was the need for a convolutional layer, what was the need for the activation function, how can that be reduced, etc., etc. What is an epoch, what is a batch size. So all these simple things which I learned helped me in my interview in Microsoft, where the interviewer asked me what a neuron does, and he went like in depth into the CNN model and started asking me questions. But the effort that I put in my assignment presentation preparation helped me out there. And next thing, you can look into the interview experiences that you have in Geeks for Geeks and all, right? So you can validate yourself. It's just like a trailer of your main picture, which is the interview. So you can imagine yourself in the interview and consider those questions being asked to you and prepare accordingly. but make sure like you look into the latest experiences for a particular company and for that particular role, because it varies. And the final thing, of course, guys, I know mark doesn't matter, skills matter, but think of a situation when a recruiter comes to a college and we have like thousands of people studying here. What will be his first filter option to like get some amount of people for the next steps of his recruiting process? Definitely, it would be your CGPA, right? This is not to break the hearts of the people who are yet to score greater grades, but my point here is don't be lethargic that it doesn't matter if you are capable, just go for it. Now, let's go to the next segment. Here, I would like to share the secret ingredient of my success recipe. So, the first point is don't do at 11th hour. So, imagine, guys, if you are having a bank account that credits your account each morning with 86,400 rupees and it carries over no balance from day to day. Every evening, the bank deletes whatever part of the balance you failed to use during that day. What would you do? You would draw out every piece, of course. Each of us has such a bank, and its name is time. Every morning, it credits you with 86,400 seconds, and every night, it writes off whatever you didn't use for a good cause. So it carries over no balance to the next day also. Each day it opens a new account for you. Each night it burns the remains of the day. So if you fail to use the day's deposits, the loss is yours. You can't withdraw the amount of today tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposits. So invest it so as to get from it the utmost in health, happiness, and the clock is running, guys. So make the most of the today. The second point is sticking to the schedule. There is only one difference between dream and aim. Dream requires effortless sleep, and aim requires sleepless efforts. So, sleep for dreams, and of course, wake up for your aims. Don't be lazy and get your things done on time. And the third thing is to strive for perfection. Everybody actually says like mistake is the first step of success, but the real fact is correction of that mistake is the first step of success. So make mistakes to learn new things and correct them to be perfect. I still remember my friends like making fun of me saying அஞ்சு மார்க்குக்கு எழுத சொன்னா ஏமா 50 மார்க்குக்கு எழுதி வைக்கிற. But you know, I am obsessed with making things perfect irrespective of whether it is for like 5 marks or 50 marks, and that helped me like till my internship. The next thing, hesitation is definitely a hurdle. You have your own excuses and hesitate to do something, but remember one thing: success and excuses do not work together. If you want excuses, forget about success. If you want success, do not give excuses. The next thing, rules are to follow. I know it is a kind of swag for like youngsters like us to say break the rules, etc., etc. But like without breaking the rules, if you follow the rules right, it would be a new thrilling experience. And also like being honest is one another good quality. The biggest advantage of walking on the path of honesty is that there is no crowd, so you can enjoy the peaceful journey of life with almost no traffic. um, and here
இல்ல ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ் தான் போகுது.
I
ஓ
came
உண்டா?
across like a story, a nice line said by a father to his child. Always listen to my advice, not because I'm always right, but because I have more experience of being wrong. So listen to your elders, guys. Though it may be your parents or teachers, whatever they say is out of their experience, which is priceless. The next thing is self control. Like during my 12th grade, of course, I had a phone, but I didn't have a WhatsApp account in it because in the initial stage when I used it, there was some sort of curiosity. So whenever you text your friend, so what will be the next reply that will come to this message? So all of your thoughts would be on the like messages that would be coming as reply. So what I did was on day one I stopped like using my WhatsApp till the results of 12th grade came out. I didn't go into the WhatsApp account. And the second thing, I know like you people will laugh, but my weakness is like I'm a pure non-vegetarian and I'm madly crazy of chicken. But like during the month of Puratasi, right? Like I don't ever touch that. So that's kind of self-control, which would definitely lead you to success. So there is no weapon more deadly than the will, said Bruce Lee. So you must have that willpower and self-control. Then last thing is, do take a break, because like you might have heard this quote, right? Work while you work and play while you play. I still remember, like during my 12th standard public study holidays, I used to go to movies, and I used to go for long car drives. Oh, sorry, like I would like to pull in my disclaimer again here. Just don't say that like I have watched four movies, four series, but I didn't top in my exams. The point that I would like to highlight here is my like it doesn't matter like you sit for long hours and study a subject with medium amount of concentration. So instead, take a break, enjoy that break wholeheartedly, come back, study wholeheartedly. So this was my policy. So yes, guys. So mathematical theorems need proofs. Physics laws need proof. So what is the proof of my success mantra? So the thing which I narrated till now. Yeah, I have two scenarios here. So the first thing is my 12th board exam. So during my 12th grade, I got viral fever, like which could not be identified initially, and it was not getting subsided for the antibiotics too. So I suffered a lot and missed literally 2 months of my 12th grade. I think August, September I missed. During which important portions like differentiation, integration were all going on in my school. So after all my board exams also, like my parents were a bit concerned of the astrological facts too. Like my zodiac is Scorpio, and elder Sunny was going on at that time. So my like parents were also concerned about that. Saying that it might be my bad time that I may miss my goal by going so close. At that time, my goal was like getting into PSG. So this was one scenario. The second scenario, as I already said, placements were coming up, and my company was also like soon to be appearing. But I was like totally away from placement preparation. I was mentally distracted because of my mom's surgery and all. I definitely know I was not ready to face the interviews of like Microsoft kind of companies. So these were the two challenges. But that had just one solution, that is my hard work and the things which I said in my success mantra. So as Thiruvalluvar rightly said, Devathan agadeninum muyarchi than meivartha kuli tarum. So although it be said that through fate it cannot be attained, yet labor with bodily exertion will yield its reward. So even if God has given up, perseverance will pay the wages for one's efforts. So the effort I put in making either a 5-mark assignment or 50-mark assignment. That helped me here during my placements. So even without learning so much of OAS, DBMS, DSA concepts before the interview, just with brushing up, I was able to answer well and good. That's because I listened to the classes properly and I did my assignments with dedication, irrespective of the marks which they would give me. So success is vehicle which moves on wheels called hard work. But the journey is impossible without fuel called self-confidence. So have confidence in yourselves. So all these are my own experiences. Definitely it will vary from person to person. But even if one tip helps you people, then I would be more than happy. So whatever you do it with interest and involvement. Remember what I said in the beginning. I insist, even though we have two eyes, we don't have two eyes. Yes, interest and involvement. And if you do things with interest and involvement, then definitely it will lead you to success. So it's so simple, guys. If you want to buy things without looking at the price, work without looking at the clock. So that's the thing I would say. And the key takeaway for this session would be uh, we heard our parents saying, complete 10th alone, you will be happier in 12th. Complete 12th alone, you will be happier. Get a good, I mean, seat in good college, you will be happier. Then coming to college, they'll say, get placed in a good company and then you'll be happy. But I'm saying this process will never end. It will go on. We might have a law on a dialogue which was in a famous movie, life is a race, run, run, run. So we might have law of why should we follow this rat race. But success is a journey and it is not a destination. This is once again from a famous movie. So, life can be stagnant. Reaching a goal and resting there completely, no, it is not so. The thrill in keeping ourselves engaged by setting new goals and reaching them, right? It is something beyond that could be explained in words. So, apart from those quoted in movies, it is high time to remember what Kalam said. Low aim is a crime. So aim high, guys. I introduced myself as district third. Definitely, I worried of missing the state rank in 1 mark. But without getting stagnant by that setback, I kept moving on, which has brought me till here. So life has to move on. Don't cry over the past, it's gone. Don't stress about the future, it hasn't even arrived. Live in the present and make it more beautiful. So during this pandemic, stay safe, people, and we'll definitely overcome this situation because, like, when I is replaced by we, even illness becomes wellness. So we have come to the end of the session. So if you have any questions in my story, you can ask me right now. I guess no one has questions. The thing is, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
hi.
yeah, hi.
Hi, Aishwarya. It was a nice presentation and it was very inspiring. I have a doubt in your presentation. Did you spend any hours in coding for each day in any language, particular language like C, C++, or Python?
Yeah, as I said, like during my fifth semester, companies started coming for internship. So the only hope for like students at that time was hacker rank, lead code sort of things, and I mainly concentrated on like C and C plus plus because my seniors guided me that these like object oriented languages would be more preferable, and you have to be strong in basic languages like C and C plus plus first of all. So I did that, and as I said, from January, I was not able to concentrate much on coding. But till October, November, December, I would adequately spend an hour or so. If we don't have CA or semester kind of things, then I would spend an hour or so.
Okay, one more question.
Yeah.
Did you concentrate on basic coding or you went for advanced coding or application type coding, such kind of things?
What I did was like I went to company specific coding questions. So I didn't see the basic, intermediate, hard level and all. So if some company like Disha and all, it was the first company which came for this online test. So what I did was I practiced all the questions in Geeks for Geeks, the company based questions for Disha. But the thing is, whatever you do, like the basic stuff or intermediate stuff, it might be a small concept of like sorting in an efficient way or a very small concept, so that could help you somehow in your online prelims test, though it may not be the same question, but the concept which you learned in solving these questions, right? So that would definitely like help you out there. So my thing was like not basic, intermediate. I went in the path of like following company specific coding problems.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Hi, so I just have one question. So basically, you were saying about your projects, right?
Yeah.
How exactly did you get started on your project? Like through some online platform like Versio or internships, or just like on your own? How exactly did you work on a project?
Yeah, it's like it is a part of our like curriculum only. We in CSE we have a course for this lab session. Like it was during my fourth semester, I guess. We have software package development lab. They did not say to come up with some new innovative trendy ideas and all. Your duty is just to follow the software methodologies like requirement analysis, collection, implementing. So their aim was to build a project, whether it is simple or complicated, to build it through the steps properly. But for that itself, our batch came up with some machine learning, topic based project, and like our staff was also shocked because all the other members were like doing some database oriented projects or something like that, and we were planning for a machine learning based project. So my staff was shocked, but we were so interested that we explained it to her, and seeing our interest in that, she gave us permission to proceed in that. So that project is basically smart mark entry system. So so in our college we face the problem of getting the papers corrected, and they'll enter into the portal, and definitely we'll get a message in our class group saying that verify whether your marks have been entered rightly. So to rectify this issue, we came up with the project of smart mark entry system. What it will do is, if you show the paper in front of the camera, it will automatically collect the CO1 mark, I mean course outcome 1 mark and course outcome 2 mark, and it will automatically sum up and enter into the corresponding person's mark section. So we didn't go for the extension of hardware. We were just giving the exam paper as input, and we were able to come up with good results for that. And I would like to thank my team members on this regard, because their efforts also mattered, which helped me during my interview. So in this only, we used a convolutional neural network model, and my interviewer was so curious that he was going in depth and asking me what a neuron does, what happens inside a neuron, what an activation function does. So if we had just merely copied the code from GitHub and we had used, then definitely I would have failed in my interviews. But the thing which we did was, we went through the code line by line, what each thing does, what is the function of the activation function, how can we reduce the loss, etc., etc. So that helped me. So it started basically as a part of my academics only.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. uh, so I guess
Actually,
no more.
actually, I
Yeah, yeah,
have a doubt.
yeah.
How can a non-CSE department student can get placed in a IT company? What skills they must develop? Do you have any idea?
uh what I think is, you just get out of the shell, what we say during our first semester. I'm a biology student and computer science students. What matters here, because we are also naive, even though I had taken computer science during my 12th and I am in CSE, I was also naive in the coding practice. So the thing which you can do is get into regular coding practice, because some companies, they definitely have coding questions, and if you are looking for core companies, right, then they might not concentrate more on coding, and they'll be asking something related on electric circuits and all, because we were allowed for Schneider Electric, and there we saw questions which were more related to some circuit designs rather than giving more importance to coding. So what I would suggest is, in your discipline, so the courses in your discipline, definitely you must go through that well, but have a constant touch of this coding practice also through the platforms which I earlier said. So the only thing is your self determination and matter. So your department or your own area, it really doesn't matter, because we people, even though we are in CSC, we are also striving for the coding practice to get coding questions solved, right? So we are all in the same level, so you can start practicing from today.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, hi, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, in what was your favorite subject, or be it like some particular college subject, and you got interest, and later on, for every single semester, you started to continue, or you started to go deep into that particular subject, or you had some favorite interest in apart from college subjects. So, what was your major interest, and that you did some very good analyze? I mean, you analyzed it a lot, and you went in and you did some projects or something.
So definitely, I would say, uh, DBMS. I like DBMS to the core, but during that, fourth semester only, we got a break in between, and we came to this COVID situation and all. But the tragedy here is my credit in DBMS in my final examination is 6 out of 10. So what happened is like I was like ill and I missed the CA1 of our fourth semester, and we got locked up in such a situation. So while taking my CA marks into account, I was absent for that CA, so I got 6 in my DBMS final examination. So yeah, DBMS like was my interesting subject, and even in my internship, right, that I was like doing in Microsoft, in that also I was working majorly on the database only. So they had SQL servers hosted in Azure, and that definitely needed SQL queries and all. So if one subject, then I would say DBMS. All the other subjects, like we have to I learned it because we have to do it for grades, right? So I would say that. But like after doing projects and all, I grew greater interest into this machine learning, computer vision sort of things.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I have a question.
Yes.
So actually, you told that you did some machine learning based project during your semester, fourth semester.
Yes.
But according to our curriculum, those concepts like machine learning, artificial intelligence, computer vision, these courses will be taught only in the third years, right? So
Yes, of
should we
course.
specifically learn about them like during our first and second year and try to go deep into it such that we'll be able to apply it in other fields? Like how did you manage the core subjects and also this like a particular domain to research on?
Yeah, so like this was exactly the same point which the mentor for our lab session also told, and she advised us to go with some known concepts because we'll be learning machine learning only during our third year, as you rightly said. The thing is, when you go and look into some real life problems, then they need some efficient solutions. Then definitely we have to like come up with some agile way of learning, I would say, because that wasn't so tough to grasp and all. It was very simple. And in Python, no, we have inbuilt libraries. So some people have already worked a lot, and they have given you the template that can be followed. So our first step was like analyzing all the research papers involving our project idea. And the next thing is, of course, to change colored image into black and white, what we should do, so to normalize what we should do, and to segregate, crop a particular a segment from the exam paper, just the mark section alone, what should we do. So we went step by step in that process. So while doing so, we didn't even feel the complexity of that domain. So it has become the need of the day. I guess machine learning has become the need of the day. Even my like domain in my internship is also like Azure cloud and artificial intelligence. So it is ruling all over the world, right? So you have to get adapted to the changes so fast. So that didn't require us to put in a lot of efforts, because that course comes in near future. Just during your project time, if you are like handling a DBMS based project, the time which you will be allotting is definitely equal to the time which we allotted for our machine learning project. So both are like learning process. So in this you are learning something which is new, that is the only difference. And if you are like interested during this learning process, then that will make it even easier, that it will overweigh the effect of knowing the subject earlier.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. Like guys, as I mentioned, right? So from our college, Kavi Chandrakant, Janardhanan, and myself were there as a part of this IIT internship, which was based on National Supercomputing Mission. And I would also like to share the YouTube video links, but isn't the chat box enabled? This is the channel for which we created our videos and all. To specifically say this HPC concept playlist, right? So Inside this, you will have a lot of OS related concepts like cache replacement policy, pipelines, etc. So that would help you in your placements, and that was created by the members from our college for during this IITM internship. Um, so I just wanted to share my these YouTube video links, and I wanted to get feedback from you people, but I guess the chat box isn't enabled. Nitya, is there any way to give out the links?
The chat, it's muted for you. Like you're not
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to.
Yeah, it is saying that it is only available for the team members.
All right, like you can send it to me. I'll post it right now.
Okay, that would do. So, like considering you all as my well wishers, I definitely need your feedback, guys, because I'm happy to deliver my first ever guest lecture to you people. I have done things like a master of ceremony and I have hosted events, but this guest lecture, right? It is the first time for me, and I need your suggestions in this regard. Let me pass the feedback link along. Uh, Nitya, hope you got it.
Yeah, I just now got it. I'll share it right now.
Yeah. So remember, guys, continuous improvement is also the need of the day. So, and I could do that by inculcating the feedback which you people give for me.
I hope it's visible now. The form.
Uh, I can't even see the chat window. It is like disabled. It is fine if the participants can see. Nitya, like I have also shared my LinkedIn profile and the YouTube videos which I was talking about, and you could share that also in the chat box.
Yep, did it.
Uh, so, guys, gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. So, today is the passport for a better tomorrow. So, start working today. I'm grateful to all of you for patient listening. Thanks for being a great audience. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So I am Akash from third year. I deem it to be my pleasure to propose a word of thanks for the occasion. I, on behalf of Coding Club, would extend hearty gratitude to the speaker Aishwarya. Aishwarya has been giving us great insights into getting our dream company that visits our college for internships at the penultimate year and placements in the final year. She's also given us some epoch-making tips on cracking them. I can bet that some of the companies which come to our college are dream companies too. The cherry on the cake is that Aishwarya has herself cracked one such company, Microsoft, and the tips which we get to know from Aishwarya is right from the horse mouth. Thank you so much, Aishwarya, for giving us such wonderful tips to our juniors. The event of this dimension cannot happen overnight and needs meticulous planning and execution and eye for detail. I can't thank enough all the organizers for their involvement, for the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion work beyond their comfort zone. I'd also like to extend my gratitude to attendees of the webinar for listening patiently to the webinar delivered. Thank you so much and a great weekend.
Hello, Aishwarya.
Yes, sir.
This is Senthil Kumaran. I'm the faculty advocate for the coding club.
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much for sharing your experience, and we expect your support, okay, for conducting any future events or any competitions and all. We are planning for some college level coding competitions and all. So we expect your support.
Sure, sir. I'm more than willing to do.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.